Good morning. Happy Monday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Today's passage comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 2, and I am reading from the English Standard Version, and it is God speaking to Abraham. He said, God, take your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you. Have you ever said the phrase, I give up? I give up. It's not worth it anymore. I'm done. I give up. Abraham didn't say that, but God was asking Abraham to do that. What do I mean? It struck me as I was studying this weekend for the lesson that I taught yesterday. It struck me that when God asked Abraham to offer Isaac, it was more than just killing his son. God asked Abraham to give up his future and the future of his family. God asked Abraham to give up all of his hopes and his dreams and to lay all of that, not just Isaac, but to lay all of that upon the altar. Now I know. There are some of you that are going, yeah, but when Abraham offered Isaac, God stopped the hand of Abraham before he killed Isaac, and God was showing us substitutionary sacrifice. It was a type and shadow of how Christ took our place on the cross, where we should have been killed and punished for our sin. Yes, you're right. But there was more to it than that. God asked Abraham to give up his plans, to give up his future, to give up his desires, to give up the very things that he loved. Why? For the love of his God. Today's just a word from the Word. God asks us to lay down that kind of sacrifice on the altar, to lay down our future, to lay down our plans, to lay down our desires, to lay down our future, and to place all of that on the altar for the love of God. That's a hard thing to say on a Monday morning. Here's what I know. If you get to 2 Chronicles chapter 3 and you begin to read about Solomon building the temple in Jerusalem, if you catch it, you need to read it. Go to 2 Chronicles 3. We know Genesis 22. Go to 2 Chronicles 3 and notice where Solomon built the temple. He built it on Mount Moriah. He built it not just where David offered on the threshing floor of Ornan. Yes. But before The offering of David happened in that place. The offering of Abraham's future happened in that place. It was a place of sacrifice that became the presence and the place of the temple of the Lord. When we purpose to lay down our desires and give up all of our plans for the love of our God, God places his name, his blessing upon that place of sacrifice. There will be a future, but it will be in God's way, not ours. And we're not going to be the only ones blessed by it, but others will be. This morning's just a word from the Word. Lay down your future so that the house of the Lord can be built and established, so that the presence of the Lord can be grown in that place of sacrifice. I am crucified with Christ, Paul said. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ lives in me. Gotta lay ourselves down so that Christ can be lived and moved through us. That is just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.